Okay, I'm back. Hello. What I do is I make a mess. Unlike Derek and Kimber, I'm not very neat about this. So what I do is the hearts, I don't cut it at all. I just throw them in the bucket. And also the gizzards. And then the backs and the necks and the pork I cut up, and I make a big mess. I've also tried turkey necks. I've gotten beef heart, which is totally disgusting. I only did it one time because it's kind of tough and it was hard for me to do. So basically what I do is I chop it down where it's small enough not to choke on, but there's still bones. A lot of it is for Riley. I make sure that the fat is, that's the part that they can really get caught in their throat and can't get back up themselves. Just chop it up. This time, wait a minute. Necks. Kimber doesn't like cutting it up. Number one, she's too precise. I mean, she sits and has to do every little thing neatly, but she doesn't like touching the meat. The butcher knife I got at Bed Bath & Beyond. It was like $50 some, but then I used my 20% coupon. And then the knife that cuts the meat I got from a restaurant supply store, and it was very reasonable, like $30 or whatever, and it's made to cut through raw meat. So I just make sure that the knives are honed right before I do it, you know, so it's sharp, but it cuts really, really good through the meat. And I just put it all in here, and then what I do is I mix it all up together so that they have a variety. I used to, initially I would have like hearts one day, gizzards one day, backs one day, livers one day, and I noticed that they would have real bad gas. So I started mixing it together and don't have that problem anymore. I stopped feeding them chicken livers because it hit me that liver is what gets all the poison out of your system. So it's not something that they should have on a regular basis, although you can give it to them. I just wouldn't do it very often. because you don't know what poison, if it's still holding anything in it, so you don't want to make a habit of that. So I'm going to, and this thing here, this would last like a month. For the amount that I'm cutting, the one package of each of the chicken things and the pork, this will last like 2.5 days for all 3 of the dogs. And then I put it in a Tupperware container in the refrigerator and weigh it out as I need it. It's easier for me in my arm if I do it this amount at a time. And now what I do is I just get in here and mix it all up so that it's all mixed together and gets a little bit of organ meat and bone and everything. And then I'm making a mess. Sorry, I don't usually make this big a mess. I take my scale and you have to measure it. Kimber's bad about letting Riley eat Tucker's food, but they have to measure because if you feed them too much, they can get fat. And so you need to know what you're feeding them, and if they're getting fat or they're not putting on enough weight, you'll know by, whether to add more or take away from what you're feeding them. Charlie weighed in 2 days ago at 99 pounds. So he's just a little baby. And I feed him 1 pound, 3 ounces in the morning and at night. So he gets it twice a day, and he's done that forever. The last few days he's kind of put himself on a little diet, but so put there. So that is his food. I'm gonna turn you off in a second.